feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no wave.
All right. So I said, where is Tee Grizzley paperwork? Oh my God, they won't let me. Yo, I gotta let you know. Wack has called in, I gotta let y'all know. Me and Wack, I fuck with Wack. And Wack has kind of called in the, Act, this is getting serious. Yo, we got a relationship. I don't want you to play the middle on this. You fuck with me or nah. And he's kind of almost like, he's asked me to kind of like just chill out of like even talking about that situation anymore. But Tee Grizzley niggas keep sending me shit. So I don't know if I was instigating that first, but I'm going to just like fall back. Wack was just like, yo, bro. You know how Wack does. So anyway, I told Wack, I'm like, I really don't care that much, but if you feel that it's, it's going off the rails and it's going, and I think that probably had to do with the picture of the airport thing. I'm like, Wack, I'll fall back. But I will say, Tee Grizzley and I believe Dogface, they're not. Anyway, I'll play this last video. I'm not even going to call Wack about it. And I don't know where it's going now, but chat, we're going to just move on to greener pastures, okay? Let's just think about it like that. Anyway, look at the video. So this guy, I'm telling you, they text me every day. They're like, look, it's an act. Tell Seti Nash, Flacco, and Wack, a.k.a. Wackisha, I got 50,000 to either one of them who could beat me in a 6, 8, or 10-round boxing match. They don't got to put up no money. If they win, they walk out the ring with 50K. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. And again, I'm staying out of this, and I'm kind of trying to move on to greener pastures. As I said, I'm pretty transparent. Wack has kind of called it in. He feels that, I forgot what he said. He feels that I'm putting him in situation. You want me to read the text message? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what he said. And I'm going to read in a Wack voice, too. By the way, Wack sent me every address these guys may have ever had. So Wack is taking this ultra serious. I think Wack got surveillance on them. I'm not going to cap with you. Okay. So he said, what'd he say? Okay. And this is when I said, all right, I'm going to just exit left on this because in my mind, right, I think Wack is doing content, but sometimes Wack goes from content creator to super street nigga, and I don't know when he goes from there, but he said, yo, said this what something sending, I know what it means. I guess he's talking about the picture. He says, and this is where I just exited, right? He's like, you're fueling something that's going to end up in a murder with that picture shit. I'm like, what? I'm fueling a murder? I'm like, no, I'm good now. He's like, you're fueling a murder. He's like, dog. He said, Dogface is a blogger. He's been chasing a name for years. He don't care, and you got to care, bro. But fuck it. When it happens, the blood will be on your hands. I don't want no blood on my hands. What the fuck? Just know that. He said, but, and I guess I had made a joke, and I do want to, I want to let everybody know, I'm making a joke just about, because I've said this before. It was a joke I've made, like, even on No Jumper when Wack was there in the room. I was just like, damn, the niggas who fucked with Wack, they went to jail. Like, I'm like, yo, that's kind of like lit. Yo, when you don't got to do nothing to your ops and then go to jail, that's kind of lit. But like, I don't think Wack is a federal agent, just to let you know. Even though I know there's rumors. I don't believe that. Anyway, Wack wasn't fond of my joke. So he says the picture thing is gonna result in a murder. And I'm like, and he says it's gonna be on my hands, and I don't want to be on my hands. And he says, yo, he says, but please refrain. He says, you can't joke about me about no Fed shit. I get my info the same way you get it, and anybody else in the public gets it. We get it from public record. And I do agree with that for the most part, because sometimes they send him stuff that I can't verify. I don't know. But then he says, act. He said, do I look stupid? Detroit can't build Detroit. That's why he wants me to build this guy. So, because I was trying to tell him, I'm like, yo, honestly, I cover rappers. And I guess what Wack is saying to me is that, yo, you keep bringing up this dog face guy. Nobody cares about him. If it was Tee Grizzley, we would get it. And I told Wack before, I said, yo, well, Tee Grizzley is putting dog face as his mouthpiece. Like anything dog face is saying, I'm assuming Tee Grizzley standing behind or is in the know of, but he's speaking for Tee Grizzley. And I think Wack is just saying, like, bro, if Tee Grizzley's not speaking, why are you posting this guy? And essentially to the point where he's like, yo, Tee Grizzley's trying to use me and use you to build this guy. Well, that's his theory, I guess. He's like, yo, Detroit can't build Detroit. He wants me to build his guy, and you're entertaining it like you're part of their plot. And I'm like, what? I'm not part of these guys' plot. Like, here's the thing. For me, I feel like people think that I'm like some shill or like some pawn to Wack. And I'm like, no. Me and Wack are cool. We're friends. But when it comes to like most of these stuff, like I'm also trying to be fair, right? Because like, and this is like the silver lining with Wack, right? When Wack Wack sent me the stuff with Tee Grizzley. I didn't care about bringing up shit about Tee Grizzley. I don't think Tee Grizzley's. I like Tee Grizzley. Like we talked about mukbangs and Fortnite and GTA. Wack kind of wanted that out. And this is the only thing I think with Wack, I got to have a bigger conversation with him. Is like, when you come on my platform is then weaponized because I don't know nothing about Tee Grizzley being a rat. When you say it on my platform is saying he's a rat. So I have to be fair to either push back or allow Tee Grizzley to say, yo, T, niggas is saying you a rat on my platform. Are you going to respond? T has hit me directly multiple times saying, I am responding, but I'm not going to get in the circus. I don't want to be arguing with Wack because it benefits him. I will tell you who will represent my points, and he picked this guy. So this guy here, like, it's not like I just randomly brought him up. Tee Grizzley has picked this guy to say he represents my side of the story. So that's the only thing with Wack. I'm like, yo, Wack, you can't say stuff against people, and when they try to defend themselves, you're like, yo, no, this is how they're defending themselves, right? So, anyway, finish reading. He's like, it feels like you're part of their plot. He said, nigga screams my woman's name. Now, and honestly, I get what Wack is saying there. Like, trust me, everybody, I don't care, gangsta or not, we all have a soft spot for a woman we care about. And if we're arguing as men, if somebody brings up your girl, like, yo, your girl sucked my dick or something, like, it just fucking, it turns it to something else. So I get that, but, and I wish Dogface wouldn't bring up his woman, honestly, or Tee Grizzley's people, or let's say Tee Grizzley, because I'm associating whatever with Dogface with Tee Grizzley. I would hope they don't bring up Wack's woman, because I hear Wack's point, but I don't think that's the major point of why these conversations shouldn't continue. Like, we're not on here saying anything about Wack's woman. This is honestly the response from Tee Grizzley. And I'm being honest. Tee Grizzley texts me directly. He's like, yo, bro, I'm just not going to get on your, he's like, because Tee Grizzley told me, he was like, you know what Tee Grizzley told me? I'll tell you right now. He said, the first time he said, Ack, when are you going to stream? Because I want to bet the money and I'm going to add this guy to our FaceTime. I'm FaceTiming with Tee Grizzley. He's like, this guy, he has the understanding and he knows how to explain to people what my side is and to clear my name. He says, Ack, I don't want to get on live with Wack because I think Wack is trying to involve me or get me caught up on some things. And I don't want to get in. He didn't call Wack the feds and on me, but he was feeling like Wack was going to start doing some things that could be federal in terms of have the police look at him for some shit, right? He didn't mention what. And he's like, I don't want to get in that circus, but I do want to respond. And he's like, I'm calling you to tell you that I'm down to bet the money. And my response for whatever he's saying, this guy has my response. And I said, yeah, okay, I get that. And I couldn't really press him on, yo, well, why are you not coming on my stream? Because number one, T's an artist. I completely get it. He's just saying that, yo, bro, I just don't want to get into this circus of, okay, I prove that I'm not a snitch, and then he asked me about some other stuff, and then he throws some other stuff in the mix, and now I'm now being investigated by all these people for things that I didn't do. And I'm like, I don't want to know what. I don't know. I don't care to know. I'll just stay out of it. So I say, yeah, you can have somebody respond on your behalf. That's when he tags in this guy in the FaceTime. So he brought him into a 3-way FaceTime. And Dogface gave me his explanation, which T was on the phone. He agreed with. And I said, all right, cool. And I said, well, I'm going to be streaming later. I said, I'm fair. Dogface, you could come on stream. You could come on stream. And T, I understand your point. Like, if I wouldn't think Drake would come on stream to defend himself. But if Drake has like his right-hand man that would, or let's say any other artist, and they call me directly and say, call up this guy because this is a guy who I know I fuck with, and he knows what I need to be said, I get it. He's an artist. So, anyway, Wack feels differently. It says, he says, T wants me to build this guy. You're entertained like you're part of their plot. And he screams my woman's name. And I do it. Like, I think he shouldn't bring up Wack's lady, but I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. But I don't know if Wack's gaslighting here. Because he's turned this whole thing to, I'm trying to help platform people talking about his girl. No. That's not the case. And I keep trying to recenter it to, you claim this guy cooperated, and they're vehemently saying, we're down to put up $500,000. We didn't cooperate. We're down to bet. And I think that's where I want to keep the or I tried to. Said, tell Tee Grizzley my word. All right, and I don't know if I should read this, but tell Tee Grizzley my word, he will. Okay, I think I could read these messages. It says, tell Tee Grizzley my word, he will either die or face prison. I don't even know what that means. You think it's a game, and I see now you're playing with them. And I'm like, wait. I'm not playing with no one. Pause. He's like, I'm not a rapper. They want to play. Let's play. I'll make sure you're in it since nobody cares. Fuck it. They want to play. Let's play. I played all the way out. I'm telling you, stop letting these dudes use you against me. And I'm like, I don't think I'm being used against Wack, but I don't know if being fair. I thought I was being fair at first. But, I guess he's like, well, they're using you to slander my woman. Well, anyway. And, all right, some of these stuff I won't read. And I told him, I was like, yo, Wack, if you really think it's at the point of life and death where you're like, there's a murder about to happen, I'll kind of back up from this situation. I really don't want to keep talking about a situation that you're telling me passionately that you feel like this is about to be a murder situation. Let's back up, right? And, yeah, it's been that. So, really, even with all due respect to Dogface, I haven't even really responded to him much. And it's really that I'm pretty sure he has a platform that he could speak to Wack by himself. But I also don't want to be a puppet for Wack or a puppet for y'all. Especially when Wack is saying, this is no longer about paperwork. This is murder. I'm like, all right, I'm going to exit stage left. Anyway, so, then the next thing, but they sent this to me today, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to call nobody, but I'll play it. And they said, tell Seti Nash, Flacco, or Wack, I got $50,000 to either of them who could beat me in a 6, 8, or 10-round boxing match. They don't got to put up no money if they win it, walk out with whatever. Now, Seti Nash has responded under the message. He said, let's do it. So Seti Nash looked like he's down to do it. By the way, I don't know how Seti Nash or Flacco gets brought into this, but whatever. Anyway, I'll play this video, then I'll move on because we got topics.
Listen, let me show y'all how much of some bitch-ass niggas these podcasters and YouTubers and talking heads are, right? So Seti Nash, bitch-ass, coward, bitch, hoe-ass nigga. Poetic Flacco, pussy-ass. Them niggas didn't say one word. It was strangely silent from Flacco land and from Seti Nash land about the whole thing about Wack100 producing paperwork on Tee Grizzley. They hadn't said a word. Go back and look at their pages. This shit has been national news. It's been all over the blogs, all over YouTube, all over everything. Seti Nash didn't say a word until today. Poetic Flacco didn't say a word until a couple of days ago, and they spoke on the airport shit. They didn't speak on the authenticity of the document or lack of. They didn't speak on the authenticity of the second document that he gave Akademiks, which was a court of appeal document for a crime that Tony the Tattletale hadn't even been indicted on, hadn't been arraigned on, and certainly hadn't been found guilty on. They didn't speak on how that paperwork could not have been real because he ain't been charged with nothing yet. So how in the fuck you get to a court of appeal? Both of these intelligent black men, they missed that point. And look at how these niggas are grabbing hold of this shit right now. They're grabbing hold to whether or not it was gangster or not for somebody to snap a picture of Wack100 bitch ass and this funky bitch ass hoe.
Okay. Wack doesn't like, stop disrespecting his queen.
It's not your wife. Your wife named
Oh, man. I feel like I should cut this off.
Kimberly, bitch. Kimberly was in the
Okay, yeah. Let me cut.
whole time because that's Kimberly. But back to the point. The point is, Poetic Flacco didn't say nothing. Seti Nash didn't say nothing at all, period. But they grabbing the story about whether or not it was gangster or not for somebody to snap a picture of Wack. I want y'all to just watch how this shit go, right? They were given orders and instructions not to say nothing because they're afraid of Wack. They some coward, bitch ass, cur ass niggas. But the whole picture, oh, that's newsworthy? So you mean tell me that somebody taking a picture of Wack100 and then send it to Akademiks with the message, we let him slide because he was with his bitch. That shit is more newsworthy than whether or not Tee Grizzley is a snitch. And on top of that, that's more newsworthy than Wack100 putting out 2 pieces of fake documentation, an investigation report that was debunked, and a California State of Appeals second division of a crime that Tony Johnson, Tony the Telltale, is appealing, but he's never been found guilty. How can you appeal something you ain't never been found guilty on? You mean to tell me this airport bullshit is more important or more newsworthy than that? Nah. Hey, listen.
Okay, anyway. All right. I got one more audio to play, and then we're going to get on to Drake and more mainstream topics, chat. I know. I'm sorry. I guess this is it.
Hey, Poetic Flacco.
Is this the same thing?
Hey, you haven't said one word? He has minions that he put to work. Y'all forgetting all of the most important issues. The most important issue is this whole thing started because Wack100, according to him, he picked up Tony, a.k.a. Baby Shooter, a.k.a. Tony the Tattletale's water and carried it for him. And he gave him a bullhorn, a mega horn, to talk about Tee Grizzley. The only problem, gentlemen, is that both pieces of paperwork that Wack said he got directly from Tony, Baby Shooter, Crip Johnson have been proven to be fake. And the whole world can see it. But you bitch ass niggas chose to bite down on an airport photo. What about the fact that...
All right, I'm going to cut this short here. We got limited time, a lot of topics to cover. Chat, I have a hard out in